If you are a painting contractor, you need to get information from your customer before the project starts. And so this is the second video in a series that I made on using Fillout, a really slick form tool to allow customers to update information directly in your database to streamline and eliminate the need for paper forms or phone calls and back and forth emails. And it just brings it all together, allows customers to directly update information in your project record while not allowing them to mess up or touch other things that you don't want them to mess up. It also gives you the option for them to possibly sign or agree that they have seen the colors and everything looks good. And so it's a very streamlined way to do this. This is the second video, so I'll link the first video down below. And this is the video that we're going to dive into setting up the customer-facing form. The first video was the internal form that a crew leader or an estimator would do prior to the customer getting theirs. And so we're jumping into the second part here. We're going to copy some things that we did in the first video, and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris from Boolean Automation. I am the owner here. Our mission is to free you up to do what you love. We exist to serve painting businesses, eliminate data entry, get rid of paper, streamline reporting, help you scale much more efficiently. So if that sounds like you, please subscribe to the channel and let's get into this topic. All right. So as I mentioned in the other video, we have a little process or an automation here, a series of things that happen after a deal is won. All this stuff goes down. And then we are now talking about after the sales rep submits their version of the form, we want to send another form to the customer with the updates that the sales rep has made so that the customer can finish submitting their details in the form. So we're going to dive into Fillout here, and we're going to go back to our main form here, and we're going to duplicate the one that we had been working on before. So we're going to duplicate that. And this one we are going to call the customer form. So we continue that, and let's go in here and we're going to call this one the project details form. And the contact can review their information, the job site information. In this case, I don't think I want them to be able to edit the job name. So instead of giving them the ability to edit this field, what we're going to do is we're going to use a feature here. I'm going to put right at the top, and this is going to say project name. And then you can put the @ and we can pull in the updating record, and we want to pull in the job name. So the project name there. I also want to say job number, and I could put in the job number and do the @ again. We're doing the record that we're updating, and we're going to get the project number. Maybe we use the same language there, project number. And then we could also put in like sales rep, and we could do @. Do we have a sales rep in here? Oh, updating records. What else do we have in here that we could potentially use? Maybe the crew leader. But you get the idea. We could have some information like that. And again, you can customize this to however you want. But the point is that if I don't want them to be able to edit certain things, I can still show those details, but not make them editable. The rest of this here, we do want them to fill out. And then on the customer form, I would definitely recommend and encourage using the signature option here. I will tell you this does require the premium version of the plan. So in order to use signatures, you're going to have to upgrade. And it's very inexpensive in my opinion, $19 a month to get this, and totally worth it if you can get the ability for your customers to sign. I'm not going to do that in this video, but now I can go ahead and publish. And I'm going to copy this record, and we're going to go back to my base here, and we're going to insert one to the right that's called the project setup, or we're going to call this the project details review form. And this is the customer one. So we are going to use the button type and paste in that URL. Let's make this one a light blue option. And this is going to be the customer details review URL. Create that field. And now, I just thought, well, we'll test this first. But when I click that, I'm going to see all the details in here. That's great. But what's critical about this, let's say on this first form that I created in the other video, I had a lot of options that were not required. On this form, we want to make sure that every single piece of information is filled out, because we can't proceed with the project unless they do fill all of this out. So I'm going to go ahead and move and just click required on all this stuff. And again, keep in mind, most of this is already going to be filled out, but we don't want them to accidentally delete something or leave something blank that we need to proceed. I'm going to go ahead and delete this job name form. Like we talked about, we put that up in the top, so they're not need to edit that. Have you already communicated your colors with us? Required. I understand. Required. That's required. Number of colors is required. And there we go. You can make a signature required at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And now, as the customer, when I click on that link and I go to submit, so I'm starting again, I go to submit and it says, oh, you have to fill these out before you can proceed. So exactly what we want there. And that is the second piece of this. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know, what else are you guys curious if you can have customers interface with or create for you? This is a great option that we use frequently. But if you have other things that you'd like to see, or you're curious if we can digitize different forms, please let us know in the comments below, and I'll add that to my video queue for our next video. Thank you so much for watching.